Welcome to the Plugged In Sports Show, Volume 1, Episode 1. My name is Luke.
Justin.
This is Justin. And we're going to talk about sports right now.
Awesome.
All right? Y'all ready? All right, let's get it.
Good riddance. Shawty, she be coming up the top. That's some good riddance. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about D. Gordon first. To Seattle. What are your thoughts initially on
My
that?
thoughts are Jerry DiPoto is the father of the MLB. They're gonna make a Moneyball 2, but I mean not Moneyball, just a movie about trades, and it's just gonna be about Jerry DiPoto as his tenure as a Mariner.
52?
It was his 51st trade
51, okay.
as GM of the Mariners, which has been just over 2 years, just over 3 years.
Yeah, in which, if you think about it, to start out, my first thought was where is he going to play? But there is some room in the outfield. He's going to go, I guess, to center field to start. Because if you think about it, you have Seager at third.
Seager, Segura, and Cano.
And Healy, which, I mean, Healy's the least of all of them. But I would say that, that's a pretty solid infield to start out. And you got some speed in center.
Gordon, the thing is, D. Gordon is a Gold Glove winning second baseman. But speed is more valuable in the outfield.
I mean, if you think about that lineup just as it is, you got Gamble, Cano, D, Nelson Cruz is your DH, Seager, Segura, Haniger, Zunino, and Healy. That's a pretty solid lineup.
I mean,
I wouldn't
Mike
say
Zunino out of nowhere hitting 30 bombs last year.
Middle. He got it. He got it. He got it.
Mike Zunino just walked off Minnesota.
I wouldn't say. I mean, everybody hit 30 bombs last year.
Yeah, the balls are juiced, and we're not
yeah,
complaining.
exactly. We can't do anything about it.
I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, so am I. It's steroids without the roids.
Yeah. I mean, steroids were fun too.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, speaking about the MLB hot stove heating up, who are some free agents that you're looking out for?
Obviously, JD Martinez. I see him going to Boston.
Boston.
Because
where are you gonna find room for him in Boston?
Here's
you
the
gonna
thing.
have him DH?
Yes.
Yes.
They have money. Obviously, they're Boston. Mitch Moreland is gone, and I don't think they re-sign him. I mean, he was solid, but if they can get JD Martinez, I can see them training him to play first.
Yeah.
But Hanley Ramirez can play solid first base.
Yeah, you can throw Hanley maybe at third for the end of his career. Who's at third in Boston right now?
Devers.
Oh yeah, Devers.
no,
wow. Their
put-
infield's solid.
Put Hanley at first, where he was a couple years ago, and DH JD Martinez, because what Boston needs, the only thing they need is power. They hit hardly any home runs last year. JD Martinez
is obviously just a bat that would add in at least 30 to 40 home runs in one season.
Especially playing in Boston.
Yeah, that would help with the monster right there.
But you wouldn't put him in the outfield because they have Benintendi, Bradley, and Betts,
which is
three of the best.
Probably the best outfield that we can both agree on.
I would say the Marlins, but with Stanton getting traded.
Yeah, most likely.
So maybe Pittsburgh is in the conversation too.
Yeah, that would be a solid one with McCutchen. Yeah, I like that one.
But definitely Boston.
Yeah, Boston is a good spot for Martinez.
Definitely Boston.
Yeah, Boston is a good spot for Martinez. My three, actually, to look out for are going to be Moose, Haas, and Davis. Yes, the 2015 Royals are going to make a comeback. But about 20 minutes away from us in Orange County is where I think all of those guys should land. Put it this way. You already have a solid up the middle defensively. We argued about this earlier. But, Mike Trout is obviously one of the top 5, 6, 7, maybe defensive outfielders.
I'd say
in the league. You can
borderline top 5, definitely top 10.
Yeah, because you got a solid list, maybe to oppose that thought. Andrelton Simmons, obviously, best shortstop in the league. You can't really fight that one. Gratterall and Maldonado combined to throw out 38% of runners, which is actually third in the league. So
I did it in my sleep, though. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't that cool. But
it's one of those things.
Being a catcher's, a little overrated if I do say so myself. But yes, up the middle, the Angels are pretty stacked. You got some guys on the corners to help in Moose and Haas, which could add bats.
They're both Gold Glove caliber.
Exactly. Escobar wasn't bad at third last year. but I mean, you obviously Moose is
an
a help.
upgrade, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got Hosmer at first, which is anything. I mean, anything better than Luis Valbuena.
Do you think the Angels have the money to sign all three?
I don't know if they have the money to do it. If they were able to persuade them all to maybe take cuts to do it, just looking at the lineup would be a great idea. Just for them, I don't know if they have the money. Moose is most likely going to the Angels, is what a lot of people are thinking.
I can see that. I can't see Hosmer going there.
I don't know, just because I think
Wade Davis
Hosmer is going to ask for a lot of money.
Exactly.
Davis would be a perfect plug-in for that bullpen, though.
Mm-hmm.
Bud Norris had a not that great of an ERA last year, if you want to say. A 4.21 ERA.
Dang, so close.
Yeah, seriously, right? But, and the Angels were still 11th in actually MLB bullpen last year with a 3.92. So I'm thinking if you put Wade
they're
Davis,
no Giants, but
no, yeah, no Giants, number one in the league. No, not even close. But Wade Davis with a 2.3 ERA can really help the Angels bullpen, especially the closing position. Where I mean, if you do a 4.21 ERA, that's basically Mike Scioscia saying, here, maybe you'll make a close today, and then the next day you might not. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the Astros in the World Series kind of close that committee after Ken Giles.
Yeah, what was it? A flaming trash can? Right?
Something like that.
Yeah, dumpster.
Dumpster fire.
Yeah, the trash can's a little too small. I think dumpster would probably make better sense. But I'm saying if you add Wade Davis into that bullpen, I say you're maybe up there with, Red Sox, Yankees, Cleveland argument. I mean, if you're 11 with your closer having a 4.21 ERA, that's a pretty good bullpen.
Wade Davis, no matter where he goes, he's upgrading.
And anywhere, honestly.
But,
which I don't think he's obviously going to go to Cleveland, Boston, or New York. I mean,
I can easily see him going back to the Cubs.
Yeah, back to the Cubs would be a good
see...
spot. I think the Angels have to be up there, though, just because I don't think he's going to go somewhere. He's obviously going to have to go somewhere where they're going to win games.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's not going to go be a closer.
A team that's not winning, they're not going to need a closer.
Exactly. He's not going to the Marlins to go close in baseball games. Let's talk about that. But Angels, obviously, did make some noise last year in the wild card.
So did every team, though.
Yeah, when they break it down to, 5 teams now, it's a little bit easier to maybe sneak into that wild card. The Twins did it. But, Davis, I think, would add a lot. And, if you just break down that lineup, you got Upton, Trout, Calhoun in the outfield that can get anywhere from 80 to 90 home runs. Arguably, you would have Moose at third, Andrelton Simmons at short. You would actually get Kowart at second, probably, which would be really good for him and the development of him to be around really good baseball players.
Is Brandon Phillips a free agent?
Free agent this year, technically. I don't see the Angels signing him, but they did make a trade for him, so who knows? They might want him back. Good veteran presence.
Exactly.
In that lineup.
He doesn't have to start every game either.
Exactly. With Kowart, they're obviously going to want to get him some innings. Kowart at second, you got Hosmer at first. Catcher's obviously not going to have a big boom off that lineup, but they're more there for the defense.
They're solid too.
And then you got Pujols at DH. Pujols at DH, maybe Crone, you'll see a little bit more of him
CJ
too.
Crone looks like a potato. So.
Yeah, he has a decent beard. Not anything spectacular, but decent.
Better than Trout's beard, I'll give him that.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess good thing. Yeah. Actually, talking about New Jersey, we're gonna move over to New York, and we're gonna talk about Aaron Boone to the New York Yankees, which I think is a great addition to the Yankees.
I thought Girardi was fine. He took.
Yeah.
He that team last year, he took him to the ALCS. He took him 7 games deep in the ALCS
against a very good, obviously,
the
Houston Astros team.
And that team wasn't supposed to make the playoffs for a couple of years.
No. Which I think is one thing that the Yankees don't want to admit right now, especially with how good they're doing, is that they are in a rebuilding phase.
Yeah.
A very well above schedule and a lot better than a lot of, maybe the White Sox and Phillies rebuilding. I wouldn't say better, but I would just say their guys are producing right now, way above schedule.
Definitely.
Which I think is why that maybe this Girardi firing, let go, whatever you want to call it, happened. Girardi, right here, averaged 91 wins with the Yankees per season. Which, yes, if you think about it, was crazy because he started, back in 2000? He's been there for 10 seasons. Yeah. So 2007, he had to deal with Jeter leaving, Posada leaving, Mo leaving, Pettit leaving, not leaving, but retiring.
Mm-hmm.
You got the aging of CeCe, contracts like Ellsbury, who always got hurt. You got A-Rod's contract that he had to deal with. You had, who was it? Who was the shortstop for the Yankees?
Didi?
No, before him. Eduardo Nunez. You had to have Eduardo Nunez as your starting
Don't
shortstop.
forget about Brendan Ryan, bro.
Yeah, we're going to forget about Brendan Ryan with that mustache.
His
You remember that
handlebar
one? Yeah. But no, you had to deal with Eduardo Nunez as your shortstop the season after Derek Jeter left. Girardi took on a lot that not a lot of people really talked about in New York, or I
What
guess
people
just
in
around
New York
the media.
didn't talk about was that Nunez was actually an upgrade from Jeter.
yeah.
in his career.
As we've gone over, Jeter might not have been the best shortstop ever, but very good in the playoffs. So thank you, Jeets. But I think that Boone was actually more of a let's turn the page,
Yeah.
if you will.
No,
I think Girardi
I
was.
understand. I get the Boone hiring. I just don't get the Girardi
Firing, which I understand. I can't agree with you more.
But a lot of Yankee fans. Justin here is a Yankees fan.
Yes, of course. Since birth.
I mean, Aaron Boone obviously known most for his walk-off home run to
Yeah,
take
and
the
I
World
mean, I
Series
think that
in
might have,
2003.
as much as not a lot of people want to talk about it, I think that has a lot to do with the
I mean,
hiring.
he's
Just because
he's a
think
Yankee
about it,
hero.
on Yes Network, they're obviously gonna put a shot of Aaron Boone at least 2 to 3 times every game, especially now that he's a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
I would say maybe more 4 to 5. And how perfect would it be as a Yankee fan to see that guy's face every single day of the season? It would just bring back that warmth of beating the Red Sox, going on to the World Series on a walk-off by Aaron Boone.
Here's the thing. First thing, they didn't win that World Series.
No, but they won it.
Second thing, Boone was also on the team the next year when the Yankees were up 3-0 over the Red Sox in the ALCS, and the Red Sox came back.
They
That's worse than the Warriors.
Yeah, without a doubt. Which a lot of people actually seem to miss, but I guess it's baseball, so
Yeah,
I
I mean-
mean it's kind of like third on the most watched, probably,
Right.
right? Or most cared about, I guess, sport right
Yeah.
now. Which we are obviously very big baseball fans, as you can see. Not just baseball, but we got some other guys up there too. But yes, baseball is our preference. I think, but just to end on the Boone discussion, I think the hiring of Boone was very important, just to be able to get some more guys into the.
And he's obviously young for a manager, and he's working with a very young roster. So
yeah, exactly. Which I think is gonna go mesh well, very well. Just because they're gonna have to get up, Torres and Duhar. They got Justice Sheffield. I don't know if you know these names. Chase Adams, McKinney that they got from the Cubs in the Chapman trade. So just a lot of guys that they're gonna have to start moving up to New York. Speaking of moving to New York, I guess another transition that we can do. Jaleel Okafor has been traded.
Finally got out of Philly.
Yes, which not a lot of people actually want to do these days, surprisingly. More probably wanting to go into Philly.
But he has not lived up to his number 3 pick.
No.
He was at one point supposed to be the number 1 pick.
Yes.
But his game, the dude can ball.
Yes.
I mean, it's not
More
like
of a
he's just
traditional big man.
It's not
Yeah.
like he's just a bust. He can put the ball in the hoop. He just can't do a whole lot else.
No.
So
But I guess
when you
that
have
goes-
Joel Embiid on the roster, I understand
Yeah.
why he wouldn't start. But
And Ben
to get
Simmons taking over a lot of the time as well.
But to get no minutes, I don't understand. So Brooklyn, he's gonna get playing time.
Great spot for him.
Him and D'Angelo Russell. But I mean, I don't want to say watch out NBA.
No, not a watch out.
But
I mean, maybe in the East, watch out a little
Yeah.
bit more, just because the East isn't that great. I mean,
I
think
will
about it.
say
You got
that,
Victor
that Nets
Oladipo.
pick that Cleveland got in the Kyrie trade is looking less valuable now.
Yes.
Because of Jaleel.
Yeah.
Him and Russell
Might
can-
actually
can
make some
make
noise
some
in the
noise.
East.
Yes.
They're not a ton of noise, maybe like a
They're-
Knicks noise.
They're
you know
not.
what I mean?
Yeah, they're not gonna contend for a
No,
finals
They're
championship.
contending for an 8 seed, is what
Exactly.
we're basically
Which
saying.
is-
But is a lot better.
Ahead of schedule from where we thought they
Yeah,
would be
a lot
when they
better
gave
than the
up all their
predictions.
first round picks to Boston.
Yeah. Actually, if you go over the lineup, like we were saying, the Nets aren't
Yeah.
that bad of a team. Like you said, Jaleel Okafor can't do much.
Yeah.
But just put the ball in the basket and from a closer
But
range.
I mean, there's value in that.
Yes, but you got DeMarre Carroll with him
DeMarre
right
Carroll.
there to make up for the lack of defense.
Alan Crabb can shoot from the perimeter.
Crab, you got Rondé Hollis Jefferson, Mozgov, Quincy Acey, and D'Angelo Russell. So
Spencer Dinwiddie has been balling, by the way.
not a bunch of chumps.
And Karis LeVert.
Yes.
Don't sleep on them.
No, they are a pretty good team. I would have to say.
I mean, I don't know about pretty good. I mean,
I would say good. Maybe I would say mediocre to decent.
I would say much better than we thought
they were going to be. And think about it. You had Jeremy Lin too. Jeremy Lin didn't go out. This was
he got hurt.
This was a 7 seed in the NBA. Maybe we're talking about now with.
And
this
again,
trade.
it's today's East, so it's not saying a whole lot.
No, because that would be like the
9th,
10th in the West. Maybe if you want to do the comparison like that.
Maybe. I mean, this Nets team, I can see them being like the 13th best team in the West.
Yeah, without a doubt. So maybe I guess speaking about the NBA still, we are a little bit over the quarter mark through the season probably, if I could speak English. That would help a little bit. MVP for you.
All right, I'm gonna name my top 5.
Top 5 MVPs.
Yes, James Harden
Yes.
is number 1. I'm gonna put Kyrie number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put LeBron number 3, and I'm gonna put Giannis number 4, and then number 5.
Kitty.
Russ? John Wall.
So no Russ.
Nope.
No Russ.
But I mean, Oklahoma City has looked
not that great.
Not great.
No.
But
Russ is still balling though.
Obviously,
Not at his
but
numbers last year,
exactly.
but still balling.
I just think. I mean, I think LeBron is so good that he's taken for granted. I think he could win MVP every year.
Which is kind of like that horrible story that everybody says every single time you talk about LeBron in the MVP race.
But it's
really true. LeBron really can win.
LeBron is the best player
without a doubt on the planet. Maybe no, you can't. I mean, I would say like argument KD, but I wouldn't even put KD in the argument. I think LeBron is a more physical and powerful player if you want to talk about it.
And he can carry a team more because LeBron right now, especially with so many injuries, he's by himself.
Yeah, and I mean playing with a team that has an average age of like 35.
Yes.
I would have to say LeBron is doing his part to get the Cavs into that. I mean, they don't really care about the 1 seed, but just getting them into the playoffs.
Once they're in the playoffs, LeBron.
I'm gonna tell you who's gonna win the MVP, and that's gonna be James Harden.
Yes.
Just because I think it's gonna be more of a sorry for last year type of thing for James Harden.
Yeah.
And also
and the Rockets,
thank you for what you do. Yeah, the Rockets are scoring almost like 1,000 points a game.
And Chris Paul was out for like a month and a half.
Yeah, and the Rockets I think right now actually look really good with maybe the system of running 2 point guards. And Harden and CP, maybe not having them on the court all the time at the same time. But letting them share the ball at different times is a great idea.
And James Harden is a pretty clear front runner.
31.7 points per game and 9.7 assists per game are both first in the league. So doing his part on the offense, good for you, James Harden.
I mean, and then obviously his defense is known for being...
Yeah, not the best, but I guess in D'Antoni's system, you just don't really play defense.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really need to when you're putting up 300 points a game.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, what was it? 8. What did they score?
They scored 90
at the half.
I mean, it was against the Suns.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's still 90 and
exactly.
a half.
So I guess we can talk about Coach of the Year. You got a Coach of the Year, maybe a front runner idea?
I'm gonna go Brad Stevens.
I got Brad Stevens too. We're very boring. We're gonna pick the same on this one.
I mean, obviously, he's doing it. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They were the 1 seed in the East last year.
Yes.
And they're bringing back, I think it's 4 people from the roster last year.
Yeah, which is crazy. Big turnover.
Rozier, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Al Horford.
Yes.
I think that's it.
Which I guess are very important pieces.
Yes. But, I mean, and then, obviously, the whole Gordon Hayward.
Yes,
they're arguably, I mean, Kyrie, obviously.
Yeah.
But arguably their best player got hurt 5 minutes into the season, and they still have the best record in the East.
97.4 points per game is what Brad Stevens' defense is allowing. I think that's very important the case.
They're the number 1 defense, and with having not really like they're playing as a team. Like Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown are both pretty well known, like solid defenders.
Yeah, and Jaylen Brown is an up and coming name. I remember that name, Jaylen Brown, baller. Gonna be one of the best players in the NBA, I think. In the
halfway through the first game of the season, which was that Celtics-Cavs game, I tweeted Jaylen Brown MVP. So I mean, I don't know about that this year.
Not yet. Maybe in the future to come.
Just wait.
Yes. Rookie of the Year.
I mean, Ben Simmons.
Obviously, Lonzo Ball. I'm just kidding. No, Ben Simmons, leading rookies in points per game, assists, rebounds, steals, and minutes. playing as a vet, I guess you could say, in his rookie season. The only person that I guess you could say could compete if he finds his shot is Lonzo, because Lonzo is second in most of these categories behind Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is scoring around 17, 18 points per game.
Isn't Jason Tatum is the second highest scoring?
Probably, yes.
Or Donovan Mitchell.
Yes, baller,
Ball.
41 points. Yes, kid's a baller. Didn't know he was even going to be there at that point, which is what I think he said. He didn't even know how great this moment was going to be for him, or how much he was going to get to play, and he's putting on in Utah. Defensive player of the year, I got Giannis. Top 10 in blocks and steals right now.
Yeah.
I think you could put maybe Boogie Cousins in the argument up there.
Davis.
Andre Drummond, maybe a dark horse in Andre Drummond.
I mean, with Kawhi out, Kawhi hasn't made his debut yet.
Maybe soon though. Told he might be playing soon.
Yeah,
in the
but
next
is it going to be enough for a defensive player of the year? You think?
I mean, when you're quarter of the season out, I don't think you can really make your case as a maybe defensive player of the year, but I don't think you can really make that much of an impact that quick.
And if he does, then that'll tell you something.
Yeah, exactly. But he's gonna have to put up crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Three blocks and 3 steals a game probably.
Yeah.
To have
which
to
is
compete.
Unheard of.
Yeah, which just won't happen.
My pick for defensive player of the year is Draymond Green.
Okay. Again.
Just even his numbers are good. I don't know exactly what they are, but his presence on the court, like the Warriors have 4 All-Stars, obviously. And
he's the glue, I think.
And when Curry's out and the other 3 play, they're fine. When Durant is out, they're fine. When Clay is out, they're fine. But when Draymond doesn't play, that team struggles.
They did do good, actually, last night, though, against the Hornets with Steph and Draymond out. But I guess that's against the Hornets, a decent team in the East.
I don't mean every game.
No, but if you're going to put them into
Draymond has been their most valuable player.
I gotcha. And then to wrap this up, 6th man of the year. I think Eric Gordon. I just don't think. I think Eric Gordon on that team with the Houston Rockets, just scoring like he does.
Yeah,
I don't think the only other
points.
person I think you can put into this conversation is Lou Williams. But I think on a Clippers team, I don't think you're going to be able to make that much noise.
Yeah, this Clippers team they need to tank.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
I don't know though. I think Marcus Smart, maybe if he can start scoring.
Maybe I feel you on that one.
Just because the Celtics have been doing so well, he likes coming off the bench.
That's true.
He doesn't score that much, but he
is a very big force off
defensive
the bench.
presence. And
he does score a decent amount.
Yeah, he can get to the hoop.
help.
He just can't shoot very well.
Yeah, but I mean, you got. I guess you got Kyrie there for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
and Kyrie to dish the ball.
But the thing is, Marcus Smart shoots, and he doesn't need to.
That's true.
So if he either gets his shooting percentage, starts making more shots, or just stops shooting, I can see his stock going up for that.
Exactly. All right, so we are going to take a little break. We will be right back. Thank you for tuning in.